I am live, but I'm testing. So, but it is live right now.
Okay.
I wanted to see if this is working on Facebook right now. And if it's coming up, because it seems like every time it's a different experience.
Oh, we do a live every Friday, so I'm with you. I hear it.
Let's go to SCHMETZ. And here we go. I posted. It says I'm live. I want to see it. Okay, we'll start in just a few seconds. Nobody's joined yet. Let's see. Let's change this over here. Hello. Okay, Jennifer, you're our first person today to show up that I can actually see. Welcome. Okay, well, it is 1 o'clock Eastern time. It's noon Central time. Hello, my name is Rhonda Pierce, and I'm in beautiful, sunny Florida. I'm at Flash Sew and Quilt in Naples, Florida. Before I introduce our special guest, let's just do a little bit of housekeeping. So Bobby's from the Gulf Coast of Florida. Okay, that would be close, right?
Close.
Yeah, okay. So as you come on, tell us where you're from, what part of the world or what state or city that you're from, and tell us what you're sewing on. We always like to know what kind of projects you're working on. So, well, hello, Jenny Drake or Drac. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but hello. Okay, so as people come online, I just want to talk a little bit about last month. So last month, our question for the giveaway was, what is the silliest or most daunting sewing mistake you've ever made? We had some great experiences, and the random winner was Susan from Ann Arbor, Michigan. And she said that she had finished half of her quilt. She didn't say how big that quilt was, but she said she had finished half of her quilt before she realized she had eyelashes on the back of the quilt. So I'm guessing a seam ripper was probably involved with that. So Susan won about $500 worth of goodies from our sewing friends in the industry. So today I'm in beautiful Florida. Yesterday I was in Sarasota at Flash Sew and Quilt. Today I'm in the main store here in Naples, and I'm guessing it's the main store, right?
That's what we call it.
Okay, so
I don't know if Sarasota's going to call it the main store, but
yeah. So today I'm in the Bernina and Baby Lock part of Flash Sew and Quilt. And you know, the first thing I noticed when I stepped into your store was the colors. Oh my gosh, it's so joyful and jubilant to step into your store because of all the beautiful colors. And I just pulled some of these little, are these 1 yard?
3 yard cuts.
3 yard cut. Okay.
Right, 3 1 yard cuts. Right.
3 1 yard
cuts.
cuts.
3 yard quilts.
And look at all these wonderful, robust colors. I just had to tease you a little bit. So with me today is Bridget. And Bridget is the owner or co-owner?
Co-owner. With my husband.
With your husband, Mike. Yes.
I dragged him in. He was not a willing participant.
But he's working out well, I'm sure.
He is.
So I met Bridget and Mike in, let's see, that was July in Dallas at Bernina University. They invited me to their Sew Expo, and I believe that was your first Sew Expo.
It was.
In Punta Gorda?
It was.
Okay.
Punta Gorda.
And so I gave a couple SCHMETZ classes, and then I was so pleased that Lori got in touch with me in January
Right.
saying, hey, can you come back again? And she gave me some dates. And really, this was the only week that I could come down until after July. So I'm delighted to be here.
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you.
glad to have you. Right. We don't have a lot of trouble getting people from the north
Yes.
to come down to Naples in our season because of the weather, obviously.
Right. Well, and that brought up the question, what do I wear here? Because I came in from Chicago and it was freezing. I'm going back to Chicago tonight and it's going to be freezing.
Right.
So what do I wear? Because I only want one suitcase. But it all works out.
Yeah.
So, Bridget, how long have you had this store?
4 years.
4 years. Okay.
It was, we bought it from someone, so we didn't start it. We
Okay.
purchased it from Harold Havard and his wife Cindy.
Okay, fantastic. So you had a client base already
We did.
built in.
We
Okay,
did.
good,
Yeah.
good. And what is your sewing journey?
Well, my grandmother was a seamstress
Okay.
in New York City back in the day. So
Okay.
we always had a sewing machine at our house.
Okay.
So I have 5 sisters and my mother, and we all sewed. So
5 sisters. Did you have to share one machine or did you have multiple machines?
I think we shared one machine. I think it was, back in the day, it didn't have the technology it has now. So you had one machine, and we took turns. We all sewed, and we still all sew.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what do you like to sew? Garments, quilts, home deck?
Well, we only sewed garments back then.
Yep.
And I only got into quilting 15 years ago.
All right.
And this is how far I've come.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Now, I would say that's pretty impressive.
Right.
From garments to quilting to owning a store.
Exactly. So it's been a journey. But we're just, we got away from garments. People did in the 70s and 80s when you could buy the tops.
Yep.
Because back in the day, you sewed out of necessity.
Right.
And now it's a hobby and it's fun and it's joyful. And so many people are getting back into garments.
Yes.
And so as much as I love quilting, it's kind of fun to get into garments.
Absolutely. So yes, a lot of the clothes ready to wear have become, wear it once and they're disposable.
Right, exactly.
So even for quilters who are addicted, doing a garment every once in a while is kind of breaks up the monotony.
It does. I think it's great. You get into ruts, like you're doing a lot of piecing and then you want to make a bag and then you want to make a garment and then you have the collage quilting with Laura Heine. So there's a lot of different aspects, and so it does keep you going, and that's why I think I have probably 50 unfinished projects. I'm constantly running from one to the other.
Yes.
It keeps you busy. It keeps it interesting, I think.
Right. Well, one of the samples I brought down here for show and tell was a quilt that I started in 2002. Lily of the Valley Irish chain with 1-inch pieces. And I've had the top was done for 20 years.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think it takes projects just time to season. So if you've got 50 UFOs, I would say don't worry about it. When the time is right, you'll get it done.
Exactly. And that's what retreats are great for.
Yes.
You bring all your stuff and you get the, encouragement, and you get, you get excited about it when everybody else is bringing their things and you see what they're doing.
Exactly. Now, so you mentioned you get quite a few people from cooler.
We do.
So I gave a virtual to a quilt guild in Toronto just a couple of weeks ago, and I said, I'm going to be in Florida at Flash Sewing, and gosh, a couple ladies said, oh my gosh, that's my favorite store. So I bet you get a lot of that.
Well, we like to hear that, but we do. We get, of course, this is our season. From January to April, we get a lot of people from the north, mostly the Midwest. And Boston. New York tends to go to the East Coast.
Oh, really?
It's right. So we get a lot of. Isn't that crazy?
Isn't that? Yeah.
Not that we don't get them, but that tends to be who comes to the West Coast.
Every store has its own flavor.
Yes.
And customers, have options, but it's always wonderful that you've got a little bit of both.
We try.
Yeah. And then the Sarasota store is how. That's kind of new, isn't it?
That's new. We opened that in August.
Oh, August.
So we're just coming around up there. Hopefully we can get the word out. People will find us. And so far, so good.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, I see there are comments coming in, and I just, with the way the screen is set up, I can't read them. But I'm glad that you're signing in. Tell us where you're from and what you're sewing right now. And we all, because, even though I can't read what you're chatting about right now, I will go back to the office and I print out the chat and I use a highlighter. Oh, this person is talking about Grab It products. This person is talking about SCHMETZ things, or
Yeah.
this person has an idea. So I do read all those, just not always in a timely manner. So let's see. Now, what are your favorite classes here? What are some favorite
Oh.
classes?
It's hard to pick one specific because I said, like, right now I'm really into the collage quilting.
Okay, that's the Laura Heine.
That's
yes.
Laura Heine, and I because I can take that with me when I travel
Yeah,
without
okay.
having to bring a machine, because I can just be cutting things out. So, but it's hard to pick a favorite because you learn a
Yeah.
little bit from everything.
Right, right.
And a lot of the classes, people come to the classes that don't need the classes. They just like the socialization.
Well, that's it.
And the
Yes.
camaraderie. They like to be with all the other sewers and quilters. So it's not always about, although you still, even if you know it, you'll learn something.
Right,
You'll
right.
learn something.
So that's one of the beauties of our profession, is the sense of community.
Yes.
It's creative,
Yes.
it's community. Like, look at the people that are coming on board. And even though we probably haven't met quite a few, but still we're creative, and it is a wonderful community where we support each other and sometimes urge each other to finish projects
We
or
do.
start
We
something
do.
new.
We do. We do.
Okay. So, do you have a message if somebody's coming to, would you consider this Southwest or Southern Florida?
Southwest.
Southwest Florida.
Yes.
If you're coming to Southwest Florida, where are they going to go?
Flash Sew and Quilt.
Flash Sew and Quilt. It's
Absolutely.
a beautiful area. I can't get over all the beautiful palm trees and the lush vegetation and the water. So,
You're right. It's a beautiful water.
and
so.
the architecture is so unusual here too, I think. But then who I had dinner with the other night was Frida Anderson. Do you know Frida?
I don't.
She's an award-winning quilter, and she's originally from she was living in Illinois.
Okay.
She's been to my house a couple times, and she moved to Sarasota. So I had dinner with her 2 nights ago, and she's adjusted quite easily to Florida.
I'm sure.
Yes, yes. So, yeah. Let's see. Why am I telling you the Frida story? Because, yeah.
You went to dinner with her.
I went to dinner. Oh, the food is really good down here too. So, okay. So, Bridget, what is your website?
FlashSewandQuilt.com.
Flash Sew and Quilt, and is actually spelled out at flashsewandquilt.com. So go online. They've got a web page with the machines that they sell. They sell Bernina and Baby Lock. And I must say, I love your fabric selection. I
Thank
just
you.
love all of the Free Spirit, the Cake Facet. What are some of the other fabric lines that you carry here?
We carry Moda.
Okay.
We carry Free Spirit. We carry Benartex.
Oh, Tilda.
We carry Tilda.
Tilda, yeah.
We carry Tilda.
Yeah.
We have quite a bit. I have 4 main reps that represent each of them. Moda just represents Moda, but the rest have about 5 or 6
Okay.
lines. So we have quite a selection.
Awesome. Okay, well, Bridget, thank you for joining me here
You're
today,
welcome.
and
Thanks
thanks
for
for
having me.
inviting me.
Thank you.
Okay, so send Cindy
Yes.
or Gary
Here
or
comes
whoever.
Gary.
Oh,
Gary's
okay,
coming over.
fantastic. Well, we've got another special guest here. Come
Hello.
on in,
Hi.
take the hot seat.
Hi, how are
Gary,
you?
I'm great. How are you? So
Great.
you're going to look right there.
Okay.
This is Gary, and let's see. Yeah, there we
scoot
go.
over.
Yeah, and it's a small screen.
Right.
So, Gary, what's your sewing story?
Let's see. I started during the pandemic. I'm a nurse, and all my friends needed masks.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I started making masks. And then I thought, so I went to a competitor store and I bought a very inexpensive sewing machine. I bought the last one they had
Mhm.
because people were buying them left and right.
Right.
And I thought, well, I can make a dog quilt. So I made a quilt for my dog.
Okay.
And then I found Flash and I took a quilting class. And it's been
Oh my gosh.
since then. And so now I've made a lot of quilts.
Do you have a number on that?
I've probably made about 10 in the last
3 years, 4 years?
2 years.
2 years.
Right.
Oh my gosh. So would you say you're addicted now?
I am addicted. You have to be to work here.
Right. And so easy.
Right,
So
right.
easy. I just love all the inspiration here.
It's great.
So Gary, from Mass to, did you ever touch a machine before, a sewing machine?
No.
Anybody
Not
in your
really.
family sew?
No.
Oh my gosh. So why did your friends come to you to make masks?
I just started making them for everybody because nobody could get them. Remember when the pandemic started?
Yeah.
You couldn't find them. All the disposable masks were gone. It was before any of the stores had any of the pre-made ones.
And you just happened to
So I just
buy a machine, and that's what started this?
I bought some fabric, a machine, and some elastic, and that was it. That was history.
Oh my goodness, that's a great story. So, do you have a favorite fabric line that you like, or
I have many.
many?
I
Okay,
like every new one that comes in.
okay. Oh, there you go. Good
Yeah.
answer. Okay.
I like Cafe.
Yeah.
We just had Cafe here
Oh,
at the store a couple months ago.
all right.
So I like Cafe fabrics. I
Yeah.
like Tilda.
Yeah.
I made
Yeah.
a lot of quilts with Tilda's fabrics.
Fantastic.
Free Spirit, all of them.
Well,
I
we
really
have so
like them
many
all.
choices.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Well, wonderful.
It's dangerous to work here.
Do you actually take a paycheck home?
Yes, I do. Not much. But,
Yeah.
you know.
No, because I worked in a quilt shop, sewing
Right.
machine dealer also for several years in Michigan. And yeah, yes, I
Right.
was paid. But by the time you leave with all that fabric and all
right.
the notions,
Right.
the check is kind of whittled down.
And the machines.
And the machines.
Right. Right.
What kind of machine do you sew on?
I have Solaris.
Okay.
A
That's a
lock
baby lock.
Solaris,
Yeah.
and I have a Bernina 475 Cafe.
Okay. Oh,
Which is
okay.
a
One
great
of the
machine.
colorful
Yeah,
machines.
the blue one,
Nice.
turquoise one.
Nice. Do you have a favorite needle?
Well, I use a lot of embroidery needles. I
Okay.
do a lot of embroidery.
Oh, really?
And I just finished a tile scene a few months ago.
You mean like
The one that was in the classroom.
the OESD?
Right.
Oh my gosh.
I just finished that one.
So in the last news, in the February and actually January SCHMETZ Needles newsletter, I had a post about OESD. One of their customers actually put a needle through their finger.
Oh yeah.
And so that was quite the conversational piece. But OESD has the most wonderful, and you're calling it tile
tile
machine embroidery, where the tiles are, I don't know,
4 by 6.
4 by 6 inches. They're stitch, machine embroidery, stitch intensive. It's kind of like a puzzle that you
Right.
would put
And it's
together.
32. Usually the patterns are 32 tiles.
32 tiles. So
8 across, 4 down.
okay, so that is pretty big, and they have one framed in the
Right. That's the one
classroom.
I did.
You
Right.
did that one.
I did that one.
Impressive.
I did
so
that one. That's the first one I've ever done. I've never done one before.
especially impressive. Wow. I mean, well,
Now I'm doing the Santa.
okay, I'm not familiar with the Santa one.
And
Is that dimensional?
I don't think we're
or-
supposed to know, but OESD is coming out with a new pattern in August,
Okay.
in July or August.
So you're going to keep us in suspense.
Oh,
then.
yes. Well, I am. I've been on, it's supposed to be a Thomas Kincaid, I think.
Oh,
So
yes.
I've been
Tom-
looking,
Okay.
and so I go to the Thomas Kincaid site and look at
okay.
all of the different Christmas pictures he
Yes.
did.
So many of us
We've
are
narrowed it down.
awesome. Many of us are familiar with Thomas Kincaid and those beautiful,
Right.
subtle, serene, mostly serene
Yeah, they're
scenes.
cottages,
Cottages,
landscaping.
Villages.
Yeah, beautiful, yeah.
and so OESD has really captured the market, I think,
Oh, yes.
on those
Yeah.
those items.
Yeah,
So.
they're beautiful, yeah.
Well, Gary, I want to say thank
you.
you for
Thanks.
dropping by. And
Bye,
gosh, you know,
everybody.
it doesn't take long to get hooked on
Yeah.
sewing.
Another Michigander here. So
Michigan,
Right.
snow country.
right, but here now.
Yes, wonderful. Okay, thanks for coming by.
Nice seeing
All
you.
right, we'll see
Okay,
you
bye.
later. Okay, we have one more special guest that'll be coming up. I think she's with the customer right now. So, oh wait, she's here. Cindy is here.
Hello.
I didn't recognize you without your glasses.
Oh, I know. I have to see to cut.
Okay, so you're going to look right there is the camera.
Okay.
Scooch in just a little bit more. That's a small screen. So, okay, so everyone meet Cindy. Cindy from Flash Sew Quilt, and we met last year at
We
Punta
did.
Gorda.
Yes, we did.
Yes, So, Cindy, what's your sewing story? What kind of sewing do you like to do? How long have you been sewing?
Oh my goodness, I've been sewing since I was a little girl.
Okay.
Learned how to thread a needle underneath the frames when my mom and all of her sisters were sewing.
Oh my gosh.
So go way back. But love to do art quilting. That was kind of my passion. Then, life changes, and now I'm working at a quilt store, and they're teaching me how to do embroidery, but I'm not quite there yet. But I'm kind of a wing it kind of girl, if that matters.
Well, so have you done a Thomas Kincaid
my gosh,
OEST?
No.
I would say that's pretty darn impressive.
It is.
Yeah, for
It is.
somebody
Well,
that's been stitching for only a couple years.
I know. I'm still being introduced to embroidery.
In
but-
its own time.
and I'm a free form. I like to do free form things, so, and I love machine quilting, so free motion quilting.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I am.
And Cindy, do you like bright colors, subtle? What kind of fabrics and colors do you use when you're quilting?
Okay, so I'm from Missouri.
Okay.
And so being from the Midwest,
Mhm.
the colors are dark. And so when I moved to Florida 24 years ago, it was like a whole eye opener to me. And just seeing the bright colors, I'm kind of hooked on them.
Yeah, I know. It's shocking walking into this store in the
Okay.
Sarasota
Yeah.
because the colors are so vibrant and energizing.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm totally into color.
And when you make your quilts, do you keep them? Do you put them on display, or do you give them away, or a little bit of everything?
A little bit of everything.
Okay.
So, and I was making bed quilts early on in Missouri. And then when I moved down here, it turned into doing art quilts.
Okay.
So doing small wall art, which I love, just because growing up, it was everything by hand. And when I moved here, then everything was by machine.
Okay.
And so you can get things done faster. So, and I'm kind of an instant gratification kind of girl. I want to have it done
Yes.
now.
Yes.
So,
Okay, fantastic. Well, and let me ask you one other question.
Sure.
I didn't prompt you on this, but do you
Uh-oh.
have a special needle? Do you have
Oh,
a favorite
no.
needle?
yes, I do actually. SCHMETZ is the first one. It's my go-to needles.
Okay,
So,
fantastic.
And 8012, 9014 are
Okay.
probably my two favorites.
Oh,
So,
excellent,
yeah,
excellent.
yeah.
So I'm guessing like a Microtex might be a popular needle with your type of quilting, or since you're doing collage too, the super non-stick with that anti-adhesive
Exactly.
coating would be good too.
And I've been teaching some classes here, and we're doing monofilament, and we're doing a zigzag stitch on the end so that you don't see it, so you're just seeing the art and not
Okay.
seeing the stitch.
Oh boy.
Which I love. So, and Microtex is what I was
Oh,
telling
awesome.
the students to do on
Yeah.
that. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for
You're
coming by.
welcome. You're
Cindy's
welcome.
cutting
Thank you.
fabric for another
Yes,
customer.
bye.
They've been bustling in here today. Okay, so let's scoot along here to many of you perhaps have seen the giveaway for today. It was posted online. In order to win the giveaway, today's giveaway, you need to answer this question here. Do you have a 2024 sewing retreat planned, or a multi-day sewing retreat planned? Are you a snowbird coming to sunny Florida looking to sew? So if you've got a sewing retreat planned, doesn't matter where it is, in what part of the country or world it is. If you've got one planned, tell us where it's at, and that will put you into the drawing for our giveaway. So today, as far as the giveaway goes, I've just got this tiny little picture of the giveaway. And I'll tell you what that is. Kimberbell provided something really super cute. A muffin mix with a spatula and whip. And what is the Kimberbell thing? It was also very cute. So Kimberbell contributed to it. Taylor Seville. with their special clips. We've got that in the giveaway today. Clover is part of the giveaway. We've got Timeless Treasures. Amy Berrickman has her wherever wrap pattern. So that is wonderful. We've got Quilt Tony with her Little Mermaid quilt pattern, the Needle Travel Guide. So you can start to plan your 2024 sewing retreats and stop at quilt and fabric and yarn stores along the way. Quilting Daily. And did I say Timeless Treasures? And of course, Shannon Fabrics. Many of you know I'm a huge Shannon Fabrics fan. And so to win that prize, that grand prize, you need to answer the question, do you have a 2024 multi-day sewing retreat planned? So tell us where, and that enters you into the giveaway. All right, so let me scoot along here. So I want to thank you for reading the newsletter. I got so many comments, so many emails from readers. I couldn't believe it, more than usual. And people were saying, oh, well, glad your dad liked his quilt after all. I had made him the Shannon fabric buffalo check quilt with Sherpa on the back. My dad is 92 years old. And when I gave it to him, he said, I don't need another quilt. I kept my fingers crossed. So 2 days later, and it was cold with blizzards when I was home in Nebraska, he said, 2 days later, he goes, oh, this quilt is really soft. I'm going to sleep with it every night. So thank you for commenting about my dad. The other thing that people commented about were the vintage hanky gift bags that I made. So I had inherited, I don't know, 100 or so vintage hankies from grandma. And they've just been sitting in my sewing closet for, I don't know, 10 or 12 or more years in a garbage bag of all things. But they were still in really terrific condition. And before the Christmas, before the holidays, I just didn't feel like buying gift wrap and one more gift bag. So I thought, you know what? Let me just take these little vintage hankies and make up some gift bag. So I did a little video on Facebook, SCHMETZ Needles Facebook. I think that was on Sunday. It's about 15 minutes. It's kind of hard to see because those vintage hankies are so delicate, and a lot of them were white or very pale colors. So it was kind of hard to see the stitching, but hopefully I described them well enough so that you can make your own. My intention was to make gift bags with the little drawstrings, but then I decided, oh my gosh, I don't have that much time. And I knew I didn't have enough cording or ribbon. So I said, you know what? Let me just work with what I've got. So they're pretty much, I'm calling them gift bags, but they're kind of like envelopes. So maybe I'll do another post about those when I have some better pictures. So I'm in Florida, and beautiful Florida, just for 2 nights. I've eaten seafood both nights, so that was wonderful. I'm going back to Chicago later today. Yesterday, I gave 2 classes in Sarasota and 1 this morning. And of course, it was about SCHMETZ needles. Now, couple things I just want to bring to your attention. Many of you are familiar with the SCHMETZ ABC Pocket Guide. This one measures, I think, about 5 by 7 inches. And it is, well, we've updated it. So the new one that you're going to be seeing at your local store is the smaller version. We went back to the original small size. A lot of you had commented that you like this smaller size because you can tuck it into your sewing basket. So same information, maybe a little bit more information in this one here. How do you get this? Go to your local sewing machine dealer and ask, when you go to buy your SCHMETZ needles, ask for the free SCHMETZ ABC Pocket Guide. So we've photographed all the different SCHMETZ needle types. We tell you what sizes are available, what the special features are, uses, etc. So all of our home sewing machine needles are photographed in here. Plus, in the back, there's a nice little 2-page reference of alphabetical listing of fabrics. What needle do you use for what fabric? So this will get you started. And then if you go to SCHMETZneedles.com under resources, you can see that there's over 100 fabrics that are listed with specific needle types and sizes to use. So lots of information. This is also available in the free SCHMETZ app that you can download right from SCHMETZneedles.com. There's no charge for it, but it's got the same needles are shown in the guide. Plus, you've got the SCHMETZ color chart. And in my opinion, the most important page in this little booklet is page 11 with clues to change the needle. So keep that in mind. So as I know Paul is selecting a winner for today's giveaway. And again, to be entered into that giveaway, you have to answer, do you have a 2024 sewing retreat plan? So answer that. As I wait for Paul to come up with the winner, one of the most popular questions I had today was, how do you take care of your slightly used needles? Because oftentimes we kind of juggle projects, and sometimes we use different types of needles or different needle sizes. So when you're juggling back and forth, how do you keep track of your needles? And so this was a bestseller yesterday and again today here at Flash Sewing. This is the Grab It My Pad Needle Organizer. I updated this a couple years ago. So now all of your SCHMETZ needles types are on here, along with a cell for each of the different needle sizes. So if you have a slightly used needle, you just slide it into this thick felt, and now it's safe and sound, and you'll be able to identify it easily. If you have some older SCHMETZ needles without the color coding, you've got the little flower head pin that this comes with. And once you take that needle out of the packaging and you put it in the machine, you can just remember that you don't have to rely on your memory. You can just look at this little flower head pin and go, oh, yes. Let's see, I've got a jersey size 100 in the machine. So I can see here that Shelly's got the needle pad. Anita's got a my pad too. So Jay Ventur 1 has a Grab It My Pad. So keep that in mind. Okay, so let me see, what else do I have here? This is going to be kind of a short one here today. And from the newsletter, how many of you have checked out Amy Barrickman's Treasured Threads? Amy, wow, Amy is so creative. And so if you're looking for some shortcuts and for some really smart ways to embellish your garments, Amy has her Treasured Threads, and she's got some short little videos on how to use her products and where to find them. In the newsletter also, how many of you are going to participate in MJ's gemstone quilt get together? Many of you know that MJ is a designer who just happens to be from Nebraska too. But even before I learned that, I have always admired MJ's patterns. MJ is known for her gemstone quilt. So you can kind of see this is a heart-shaped quilt. And all that faceting is done with fabric. So it gives brilliance and depth and joy to each of her patterns. So on February 14th, she has She's Zooming with people who have made or are interested in making her patterns, and I so wish that I could attend. If I remember correctly, I think a microtext is MJ's favorite needle. So, and the other thing that this was actually a repeat from the January newsletter, and that was the needlepoint. Yes, literally. um, the photograph of the needle in the finger, and that was one nasty looking, uncomfortable situation. So keep your fingers away from those sharp needles. The reason why I included this was because the link didn't work. The link didn't work last month. So I thought, you know what? This is a fun, poignant picture and post. Let me just run it again. And the links are working this time. So when Gary was here and he said he was working with the Thomas Kincaid tile embroidery pictures, that's OESD. So you can go to OESD and just look up Thomas Kincaid. That's Oklahoma Embroidery Supply and Design, short known for OESD, which I think is also Embroidery Online. So they've got a couple different. So Cindy is reminding me, yes, there's an upcoming textile talk. And so you'll want to take advantage of that. That's coming up within the hour, at the top of the hour, in about 30 minutes. So there's no charge for that. And it's really quite inspirational. I'm not going to be able to do it today, but I hope you can. The other thing, two more things. Angela Wolf. I know there's a lot of Angela Wolf fans out there. So she's got her new program. What is today's date? Is today February 8th? No, tomorrow is February 8th. So you want to check out her Fabric to Fashion program. So you can go to fabrictofashion.com and you can check out her program. SCHMETZ has supplied the needles, so I'm really looking forward to all the creativity that her participants will be creating. So it's a brand new program. I'm delighted for Angela. I consider Angela a friend. I see her at many different events, and you know what? We only live an hour and a half from each other, but with the expressways getting out of Chicago, that seems kind of like a long trip. So hopefully this summer I can actually make it to Angela Wolf's sewing studio in Michigan to check her out. If you have a favorite quilt shop, I want you to vote at your local quilt shop contest. You can go to LQS, local quilt shop contest.com, and vote for your favorite quilt shop. So I know Flash Sew Quilt right here in Naples is a favorite for me. Plus, I have my favorite local, which is Thimbles in Lockport, Illinois. So we've all got favorites. So let me see here if Paul has been in touch with a winner. And oh no, it looks like only the YouTube and Restream links are working. So we'll have to, Paul will load that up on Facebook later. So, and onto our website. So I'm delighted that you're here, that you found me. So hopefully next week it will work. It says all my links are working, so I'm not sure what went wrong. Anyway, so our winner today is Pat Stevens from State College, Pennsylvania. Pat Stevens from State College, Pennsylvania. And she has a multi-day sewing retreat planned in with the Mid-Appalachian Quilt Retreat in, I think that's Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. She's going to a sewing retreat in June. So State College, I think that's Penn State, and I have been to Penn State. And I'm trying to think, did I go to a store there? It's been a while since I've been to Penn State, but I'm pretty sure that's where State College. I'm pretty sure that's Penn State. So congratulations to Pat Stevens. Pat, to collect your prize, what you need to do is send me an email at info@smetsneedles.com, info@smetsneedles.com. On the subject line, say Smets Snippet winner, and that will be forwarded to me, and I'll get that prize out to you. I'm flying back to Chicago later tonight, and I'll be in the office tomorrow. So I've got it all set aside so I can just ship it out tomorrow. Okay, let me see if there are any questions. I didn't really ask for any sewing or needle questions because I didn't know how much time. Oh, Paula, thank you. Paula says I'm a great teacher. Thank you. Okay. Janet says she needs to get the iPad. Yes, it's quite handy. On the MyPad, there's even spots for serger needles. Let me see. Are serger needles on here? I don't remember. So I don't see a spot on here for serger needles, but what you could do is right down here, you could maybe take a little Post-it note and say ELX 705 or serger, whatever your number is, and just slide it into this vacant area right here. So darn it, I thought all the needles were on here. Cindy's going to the Studio Arts Quilt Association Textile Talks, so that's in about 20 minutes. Awesome. Jennifer says she's teaching her 5-year-old to sew, and you know what? That's where it begins. Start them young, get them to enjoy those colorful fabrics and some simple projects, and it plants the seed. Life has a tendency to interrupt. But then we remember, oh my gosh, I remember sewing with my mom. I remember sewing with my aunt or grandma or a special teacher. And eventually people come back to it. So, okay, let's see. Janet says she doesn't have a sewing retreat planned, but she's going to be doing embroidery at home. So she's going to be doing taking webinars and tutorials. So she's taking some time to upgrade her sewing skills. Okay, everybody. Well, this is an abbreviated SCHMETZ snippet. I want to say thank you for being here today. The next SCHMETZ snippet, I think I'll be back in the Chicago area, I think. But I've got some big trips coming up. Let's see, next month or at the end of the month, how many of you are going to the Sewing Institute Expo in Puyallup, Washington? I'm giving just one lecture on that Friday, so I hope you can attend. After that, I will be going to Lakeland, Florida, and Atlanta, Georgia for Original Sewing and Quilt Expo. I'll be giving 2 lectures at each of those events. And then, oh my, something big happened. I'm going to Germany. I'm going to be with SCHMETZ Germany at a big wholesale show called H&H Cologne. So I just got my global entry known travelers number just in time to book my trip. So I'll be looking forward to telling you about my trip to Germany, along with all my other trips to Puyallup, Lakeland, Cleveland, and Atlanta. So thanks for joining me here today, and I will see you again on the first Wednesday of the month at noon Central Time. Okay, everybody, keep on sewing. Bye-bye.